Silver's time has come. The floodgates have opened and the stars have aligned. The world is starting to understand that silver is the new gold. I've always mentioned that silver stackers will get the last laugh, and you just have to be patient enough for that saying to age. Some aren't. Matter of fact, most aren't. And those are the ones that end up becoming naysayers. They have that feeling of resentment, remorse. They gave up, see the price shoot through the roof, kick themselves in the butt, realizing they made a mistake, and it only makes themselves feeling better, continuing to live in denial and hope that silver doesn't go up so they can feel validated of making the right choice, exiting and not looking foolish. But here's the thing, it's still not too late to enter the market with silver sitting at only $31.68. Matter of fact, most people won't be buying silver until it's $50 to $100. Less than 1% of the population own precious metals, and I'm confident that percentage will rise, but most still need further validation of pricing. That's the most unsuccessful way to invest. Buying high, hoping it goes higher, and not taking advantage when you knew it was cheap before the huge rally. That's more like gambling, whereas investors make strategic decisions based off information, taking the incredibly low odds that gamblers play off of and tweaking those odds in our favor by investing into things that make a lot of sense. Well, nothing, and I repeat, nothing makes as much sense as silver. If you're still not convinced, then watch this video till the end and check out the data, and try to tell me another asset or commodity or stock or anything that makes as much sense as silver. I guarantee you can't, because it's not only explosive in price, it's also money itself. So whoever says that 1 ounce coin is worth what is irrelevant, because the coin's value is the 1 ounce inside of it, not the price tag attached to it. Ladies and gentlemen, the stars have aligned. It's time for the world to understand why silver is the new gold on steroids. Alright folks, I put together an incredible video breaking down why silver is extremely explosive and why it's the safest, smartest investment, backed by data, evidence, and lots of information showcasing that it is inevitable for this to happen. Share this video to a doubter, maybe a friend or coworker that thinks you're crazy for stacking silver, or even someone that does stack silver. We can all learn from this, because this is going to be extremely thorough, explaining the ins and outs of this magical metal. It literally is magic, as in biblical ancient times they considered that, since silver can purify water. It has antimicrobial properties. You put silver in milk, it keeps the milk fresh longer. It is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity, electricity, and light sensitivity. Nothing else in the world or outside of the world is as useful, as critical, as valuable as this. And in terms of value, I mean what it can bring to the table. We're talking about elements on the periodic table. Silver got here from meteors and comets, along with gold. So we're talking about universal properties. But here's the thing. Time isn't only running out in terms of price rising, but also getting your hands on the physical metal itself, especially since mainstream media is starting to cover it. New money's going to be coming in, more old money's going to be buying more of it, and there's going to be a huge deficit. It's going to be extremely hard to get your hands on it, so you need a reliant, consistent source that can source from big players. Well, Miles Franklin can do that. Andy Schectman, the CEO, filled 2 different $50 million orders, the 2 biggest orders of silver ever recorded. Nobody could fill that order, but Andy has sources. We're one of the only authorized dealers with the U.S. Mint, can go directly from them. The U.S. Mint only trusted a handful of reliable sources, and we are that. We have weekly specials. We have prices $2.35 for rounds, $2.40 an ounce for 10-ounce bars. We have 100-ounce bars. We have 1,000-ounce COMEX bars. We have everything and anything you could think of with great prices. Krugerrand's 310 over spot. Tell me another place that can beat us. You probably can't. And if you can somewhere, we will match it at the least if we do not beat it. Slayer@milesfranklin.com, or call me 330-485-6172. Now, with that said, make sure you subscribe, because I post daily videos, and click the bell so you get notified when I post. Silver soars. Spot price smashes through $30 barrier. Silver shrapnel shreds the $30 ceiling like a bullet through tissue, and that definitely is true. Last time we saw silver breaking through 30 all the way up to now 31.68 was when it was on the way to 48.50 something in 2011. We've not seen this yet. We are in unknown territory. It's a lot easier for silver to go upwards now since it broke past the $30 resistant level. And that also means it's a lot harder for it to go downwards since it broke past that level, and it's stabilizing. So the silver squeeze is going to be special. Popcorn is ready and beer's on ice. Apes are going to annihilate the hedges, and that is from or hedgies, and that is from Wall Street Bets. The same people that pushed silver to $30 within a couple of months in early February 2021, the same ones that got rich off GameStop. Secrets to stockpiling, unveiling 13 silver and gold facts. I like talking about stats, statistics. I like talking about evidence. I don't like theorizing. I don't like speculating. And silver is backed up by the most facts and isn't just this speculative idea that could happen. The high inverse correlation between U.S. real yields and the gold price is history for now. Despite the rise in real yields, the rise in the gold price could not be halted, which is a good point. Number two, central banks are a decisive factor in the demand for gold. Demand from these institutions is not very price sensitive, and central banks likely have put a floor under the gold price. Number three, de-dollarization. The militarization of fiat money has lasting consequences, which is a very good point. We're trying to get ourselves out of debt by replacing it with more debt. That's like trying to pay off a credit card with another credit card. It's going to catch up, and it has caught up. The dollar's 98% lost its value in purchasing power, and 98% is a factual percentage, not 99, not 97%. It's 98% so far. We're $34 trillion in debt. We are in a situation that is, it's unfixable. There has to be a reset, and that reset is only going to benefit gold and silver. They've been seen as money for 5,000 years and always will be in another 5,000 years because we're talking about elements on the periodic table. The confiscation of Russian reserves and the assets of Russian oligarchs in 2022 was a wake-up call for numerous states and wealthy private individuals from the Gulf states, Russia, and China. Luxury real estate in London, New York, or Vancouver has always been the preferred destination for savings from the emerging markets, but this has changed in 2022. And actually, Russia cut ties completely with the dollar a couple months ago. 100% off the dollar now, trades in oil and other currencies. Safe haven assets are becoming scarce. The list of liquid safe haven assets is getting shorter. New and old safe haven assets are gaining in importance. In contrast to the gold drain in the US in the 1960s, the emerging markets are now experiencing a gold gain. China is playing a leading role in this respect, but is no longer alone. India purchased more silver in the first quarter of 2024 than it did for the entire year of 2023. Its imports were up 256% in 1 year. The Western financial investor is no longer the marginal buyer or seller of gold. Shanghai now controls the pricing power of the gold market. Precious metals, because of arbitrage opportunity, are flowing west to east, and this will intensify because yesterday Putin and Xi Jinping exchanged bilateral documents following the gold for oil playbook. China can now buy more oil through the gold proxy than before using the US dollar. This means that all emerging markets under the Chinese Belt and Road investment umbrella will act as a buying syndicate following the gold for oil architecture of Russian economist Sergei. There's also a huge monetary climate change. I mean, we are seeing a huge power shift, and we are seeing this huge reset of currencies as the financial system in all these countries are opting out of the US dollar as a world reserve currency. Fiscal largesse has seriously jeopardized the debt sustainability of Western countries. The explosion of the interest burden is a harbinger of the limits of debt sustainability. The new playbook in the context of stagflation 2.0. The great moderation is over. Periodic supply shocks will cause additional fluctuations in inflation. The end of the 60-40 portfolio, a positive correlation between equities, bonds, in the case of structurally higher inflation rates means that bonds offer no protection when growth slows. The central banker's new playbook, the holy grail of the 2% inflation target, is no longer sacrosanct, even before the mark has been sustainably reached again. Western central banks are openly discussing changing course to a less restrictive monetary policy. Non-inflationary investments such as gold, silver, copper, and battery metals are increasingly important for investors. Then you have a crypto warning. We recommend that crypto investors understand that crypto has never gone through a recession. People ask, should you diversify into precious metals? I say sure, not too much. I prefer precious metals, safe haven alternatives that are tangible, physical. And if you were going to go into crypto, I just recommend Bitcoin. Keep it simple. There's only 21 million Bitcoin on the blockchain. 19 million have already been mined, so it's scarce. There's billions, if not trillions, of other cryptos minted wise. Not talking about other options, which there probably is, but I'm talking about there's hundreds of billions of Ethereum, there's trillions of Dogecoin floating around, but there's only 21 million Bitcoin. And that's a big deal when you're talking about a global currency that everyone uses globally. There's no Bitcoin of America. I mean, Bitcoin is Bitcoin. There's only 21 million, which is a very small number, especially given there's only 2 million left to be mined. That's a big deal. So Bitcoin. But what if there's an EMP attack, which is highly likely, especially as we advance more digitally? A way to destroy a country without having to bomb them is just throw an EMP out there. And that's why some people say there was the Chinese weather balloon. It wasn't to spy on us, it was to see if we could detect a balloon going above a certain height into the stratosphere, whatever, obviously it's a lot higher than stratosphere, but you get what I'm saying, to see how high we can detect something, and we obviously couldn't. That could be a huge reason why. So they recommend you understand crypto's never gone through a recession. Moreover, all technology has built-in obsolescence. Computer systems will fail under an electromagnetic pulse event. Lastly, future wars will attack power grids, and cyber warfare will exceed kinetic warfare, like I was just saying. Here's the best mental image to convey this urgent warning to seize crypto purchases. When the lights go off, you have nothing, whereas gold and silver shine under candlelight. And that's why I say even in another 5,000 years, gold and silver will still be valuable. I mean, it's something that you cannot argue. Buy gold and silver now before they are unobtainable. So you also have this huge, this chart. I mean, this is from 2020 to 2025. You have the gold breakout, silver following, yes, and silver always follows gold, but it follows gold to higher percentages. It's gold on steroids. But we're also running out. We're trying to now use the final frontier to mine silver. There's actually an asteroid called 16 Psyche that is approaching Earth's, Earth's parameter by the year 2026. Scientists set out a rover or something to check out this asteroid last year, maybe 2 years ago now, time flies, but it supposedly has like $500 quintillion worth of precious metals on it. They're checking out, see if this thing is mineable. No, space mining will not be realistic by the year 2026, but they're just starting to throw the idea of where we can source more precious metals, right? Because mining innovation, there's only so much silver in the Earth's crust. Where else are you going to get it? I mean, recycling only does so much. We were 500 million ounces in the red over the last 3 years. 500 million ounces in the red over the past 3 years, folks. That is huge. I mean, annual demand is 1.2 billion, not including military, which is, and aerospace, which aren't even incorporated. So you can see like the LBMA vaults, right? I mean, how much silver is really freely available for purchases? It's declining faster and faster. And now when you have silver squeeze and then you have industry, people like Elon Musk that run businesses like Tesla and now all these EV companies, every automobile company by the year 2030 is going to be an EV. Then you have 5G towers, you have silver lithium ion batteries, you have solar panels. I mean, come on, folks. It doesn't take a genius or anyone really to, that has more than a brain of an elephant to realize that we are in a situation that is beautiful, especially since silver is still extremely undervalued. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I hope you enjoyed this video. remember, make sure you subscribe because I post daily videos. You will not, I mean, if you're not paying attention to this stuff and you're not subscribed, you're missing out. You know, think of two different investors. There's one guy that sits on the couch, doesn't pay attention to the markets, doesn't watch YouTube, not subscribed to any information. He just randomly throws money and just sits along, doesn't, just not in the know, has no idea, just blindly investing. Whereas someone else is always up to date, getting informed, watching my videos, seeing what's happening with the markets, what's the price doing, is it better to buy right now or wait in a couple of days, what are the numbers looking like, what are the results of the FOMC meeting, what's happening with Russia. Imagine those two people, the guy that sits on his couch has no idea, or the guy that watches my channel on a daily basis. Which one do you think is going to be more successful? Which one do you think is going to have more success? Obviously, the second person. Like I said in the beginning, investors make strategic decisions based off information. I provide the information and you can invest accordingly. So anyways, yeah. And I didn't even touch the surface of, the fundamentals of silver with, the industrial side. I showed more in this video, more of the smaller picture, the ins and outs of all of how this is working. When I talk about the industrial side, supply and demand fundamentals, then it even puts more of a picture together. But I talk about that a lot, so I wanted to take a different angle today. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like the video if you did. And also make sure, if you guys wanted to purchase silver from a safe place or gold, slayer@milesfranklin.com. Email me or call me 330-485-6172. I try to answer all phone calls on the spot. A lot of people are impressed, like, I didn't think you'd actually answer. Yeah, I try to answer every call. If I'm not on the phone already, then I will answer it. And if I am on the phone when you call, I'll call back once I'm off the phone with that person. And I've been on the phone all day today. I called probably 15 people. My phone was off the hook all day long, taking orders, helping people out. And I'm going to continue that because I care about you guys, and I'll make sure you guys are taken care of and give you guys great prices. So anyways, yeah. I love you all. Make sure you guys stay tuned. This is Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys later today or tomorrow. Peace.